All right. Sure. Here we go. All right. Let's make sure this is good. Okay. There we go. Oh, you can see it. All right. Nice. Okay, let me share my screen. Let's get this going. Screen 1? Nope. Screen 2. There we go. Okay. So today what I want to do is we're continuing work on the analytics in Pico, just to catch everyone up. We are implementing analytics for pros, which are like blog posts, and then pages, which is our static site hosting service, both of which I would greatly benefit from having a better understanding of page views, unique visitors, top URLs, top referrers, some of the more basic analytics like usage statistics. So that's really why I'm implementing this. It's mostly for myself because I heavily use Pico. And as you can see, I have a ton of sites here. Although this is actually... I need to actually activate the tunnel. This is outdated. There we go. So here's all my sites. I have a bunch of sites through pages. Here's my blog. But as you can see here, some of these URLs don't have links. What I want to do today is create links. So when you click on these, it actually goes to the detail page of each item. And similarly, on the sort of like home dashboard page, I would ideally like these to have links to the correct destination so I can get even more granular analytics. So I have it for projects, although that's interesting that it's doubling down. I got to fix that. But anyway, yeah, so really just like making these links so you can click on them is the goal for today. All right, so let's go into our development environment. Let's run the dev server. Let's connect to the dev server. There we go. So even though this is a dev server, it is connected to our production API, which is how I've been developing functionality. All right, so here we go. So let's just start on this page and see how far we can get. This is the dashboard, which I called home. Inside of home it's just React. I'm using React for the UI. So it's should be very familiar to people. As you can see here, projects, pros, paste, feeds, that maps to this right here. And then summary analytics is actually the 3 blocks at the bottom. So here is the URL for the top URLs, and here's the URL for the refers. Refers should be relatively straightforward, just because it's just an external link to the URL. There we go. URL. So I do that. Boom. Click it. Oh, nope, not quite. We need to also, because the URLs don't have the protocol, so we need to just put one in. There we go. All right, so that one was easy. That was the easy one. The other ones are a little bit more difficult. So here is the other interval. Unfortunately, interval doesn't have visit top URLs. Here we go. So the payload type is a little limited. We have post ID, project ID, URL, and count. But I'm not sure if we actually have all that information. So I'm going to console log just to see what this looks like. Yeah, so that's unfortunate. The post ID and the project ID are both empty for the URLs. Ideally, we would have both of those because then we could just reference. The project or post ID as the link, and then we can go to the project or post. Because right now I don't even know what project this is from. Furthermore, I'm also not seeing any blog posts. This is all projects. So I have a feeling there's something wrong with this query that I'm doing in the back end. So I think this section actually just needs to be refactored. This query, the API query, needs to be refactored, which is going to take a lot more effort than what I want to do in this live stream. So let me look at unique visitors and see if I can get, I think I have the project in this. I think I have the project for these records here. So let's look up at unique visitors, console log the interval. Yeah, so I have project IDs and post IDs inside of the unique visitors block. So what I'm going to do is that makes things quite a bit simpler because we have interval title, which then, here we go. So if it's a post ID, we will link. This one is another simple one, thankfully. Here we go. Pros detail URL, post ID. Okay. So now, if you click on this, you go to the detail page of that post. Beautiful, and you get more information that way. So all of those work. They look pretty good. And the only one that's missing is blog, which is this one right here. Thankfully, since it's just the blog, we can link to it directly because we know what that URL is. To pros URL. Oops. There we go. And now when you click that, it goes to the main blog. All right, sweet. So So with the exception of top site URL, which, like I mentioned, I need to refactor that. Unfortunately, that query is not quite what we want. I need to have the project and post ID, and those are coming back empty. So I need to refactor the top site URL query. But for now, let's go into here. Okay, these are all filled properly. That's good. This one is not filled properly. I'm pretty sure this is going to be the same problem where I don't know the post ID in this query. But let me just double check. So pros, analytics, here. Let's console log the URL. Let's clear that. Yep, see, they're both empty. So this is another situation where I need to refactor this query to include the post ID and project ID. I seem to remember not being able to do that very easily because of the way that I formed the query, which is using group bys and date bins. It just seemed a little, I think I need to build a subquery to be able to pull that information out. So that's unfortunate, but I will work on that probably outside of the stream. For now, the other problem is that these components are all just copy pasted all over the place. So I think what I'm going to do is abstract these into a shared common component. So what I'm going to do there is basically going to pull all of these blocks out into their own component. Box. Unique visitors. Well, let's just try it and see what happens. I don't think I have anything similar to that. I have summary analytics view. Yeah, exactly. So these are all basically the same blocks. I will abstract these out. Export function, unique visitors. Box. Something like that. And then here, we need the interval, which is visit interval. Intervals, visit interval. There we go. So that works. Now I should just be able to do visit interval box. Let's go to the home page because that's where it's at, so we can see it live update. Visit unique visitors box. There we go. Intervals. There we go. That just worked because nothing changed. Nothing got broke. All right, so the next one is site and flex. Oh, wait a minute. I guess they're all shaped the same. So I think that's okay. We'll just do another box. So here's another box. Top site URLs. Top site URLs. Like that. Seems fine. Function top site URLs. Okay, now we need the URLs. Visit URL. Okay, there's that. Okay, so there's that one. And now we just need the final one, which is top refers. There we go. go. Top refers. Changing the name to refers instead of refs, because in React, refs kind of has a completely different meaning, and I don't want to overload that and potentially confuse people if they look at this. There we go. Okay. So that got nicely abstracted, and now we're, it's a little bit cleaner. And now what we need to do is reuse these in all the places that I copy pasted it. So one example is here. Instead of this, what we want is unique visitors box, intervals equals analytics intervals. There we go. So we can delete this. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, okay, got it. Okay. So we should be able to delete that. Okay, let's go to the actual pros where that's happening, right there. We'll add URLs as equals analytics top URL. That's done. And now we have the last box, which is top refers. Okay. There we go. That's mostly working how I want it. I think there's another spot, which is in the detail. Honestly, I should just be able to copy paste pages detail. Same situation. Yep, exactly. So I should just be able to do that and get rid of all of this. There we go. But you know what? There's like even more logic here, because we're saying, hey, does the user have analytics? If they do, show this, else show the settings. Might be a good idea to abstract this all out into its own component, just so all the logic is consistent everywhere. I am currently thinking about analytics from like a free paid situation, like analytics are potentially expensive for us because we're storing any customer or user that opts into analytics. We're going to store those analytics for up to a year. So if you have really popular websites on our platform or a popular blog, that can get expensive really fast. That we're storing everything in Postgres, but that Postgres table is going to blow up with the more users that opt into analytics we have. So on a per user basis, it could potentially be very expensive for us to support analytics. So honestly, where my head is at is I think we're going to end up making analytics a like Pico Plus only feature. And as such, we want to, inside the UI, be able to upsell the user. So instead of seeing these boxes with nothing in them, or like a box that says, hey, enable analytics, I think what we would want is, hey, are they a Pico Plus user? If not, upsell them into Pico Plus with analytics. I think that makes the most sense because, like I said, like the whole idea behind Pico Plus is not to just make a ton of money. It's more about maintaining a platform for longevity. And we, whenever I look at projects and they're doing everything based on donations, I get a little weary because I'm not confident in how long that project will live based purely on donations. I much prefer a paid model where it's like, no, I'm buying a service or a good or whatever, and that is what is maintaining the project. as long as I keep paying as a user, like I am expecting the project to live. So that's why Pico Plus exists. It's really a mechanism for people to support us, but also for us to keep these projects and the Pico like platform ecosystem alive as long as possible. That's the goal. It's longevity. And as such, like we want to tie Pico Plus to things that cost us money, like linearly on a per user basis. So the more users we have, the more expensive the feature or service gets. That's what we want to charge for. So Pages is one example. You know, you can have as many static sites as you want. What we do is we cap you to the assets, the limit, how many objects you can have in our system, and we cap it to 10 gigabytes. So what you're actually paying for is space, like hard drive space. That's sort of like what you're paying for. You know, Pages, we have a free version. You can upload as many projects as you want on the free version. We don't cap, like you can have whatever custom domains you want. Like we're not capping any of those, like what is generally considered like premium features for a lot of services, because those don't cost us money. It doesn't cost us money to let users have a custom domain. What does cost us money is hard drive space. And that's how we've like positioned Pico Plus, is like, it's all about what costs us money on a per user basis. So as a result, that's why I'm like where I'm heading is like analytics is probably going to be a Pico Plus feature. Right now, we don't prevent the user from enabling analytics. If they want to use it, they can. If they're a paid user or not, it doesn't matter. But I think we're going to end up switching that over. Anyway, so like we want to, there's going to be, so long story short, like these 3 blocks, we don't want to just show the user when they come to the site whether they have analytics or not. So currently, if you don't have analytics, we show a little box that says, hey, you need to enable analytics to see anything here. But I think before even that, what we want to do is like, hey, we have analytics. You're not a Pico Plus user. You need to be a Pico Plus user to get analytics. And so it's like 2 checks. It's like, are they Pico Plus user? Yes, no. If they are, do they have analytics enabled? Yes, no. They do. Okay, show the box. Show these blocks. If they don't, show one of the other like banners that says like, hey, you need Pico Plus, or hey, you need to enable analytics. So all of that logic really should be in a component, a higher level component that sort of makes it so I don't have to copy paste this block everywhere. So I think I will see, we're at 23 minutes. I'm not going to go much longer than this. I'm probably going to stop at 30. So let's see how far we can get. I think there's a Pages detail that also needs work. Oh, no, that one's done. Okay, let's see. It has analytics. Let's look here really fast. It's interesting. Here we go. Okay. I'm just checking to see if there's any other places that I missed. It looks like prose detail I missed. Yep. All right, so this one also needs the, oh, interesting. Right, these are slightly different. Okay. Unique visitors box has a group box on it. Group box flex. Uh-oh. All right. Unique visitors box. Intervals equals analytics intervals. So there's that. And then top refers. Let's refer analytics. Top refers. That also has a flex one on it. Okay. So we have those. Let's go to the site. This is a prose detail. Yeah, so the problem is I don't have flex 1 on the boxes in here. So I think what we need to do, unfortunately, is add an optional class name. Oops. String. And then we pop it right here. Okay. And we also need it for top refers. So we'll do the same here. Class name. Okay. Oh, this one has a flex one on it. Interesting. You know what? We might be able to get away with a flex one on both. Now that I'm thinking about it, I actually think that might be okay to just pop a flex one on this. There we go. All right, that might be okay. They all have flex ones. Box flex one. Okay. Oops. Let's go look here. Yeah, that looks good. So that's all nice. This has everything. Unique visitors, new and craft. I see. Yeah. Oh, right. So I had it previously. I made this a link, and when you clicked on it, it would search. It would basically do this. Copy, paste. So then you could very quickly click on the actual page. But now that these components are abstracted and they're used everywhere, it's a little more complicated than that. So again, I really need the post and project URL IDs inside of the top site URL. So that's sort of where I'm going to head next is, get the necessary metadata so I can render these links so it actually does the right thing. But I'm going to save that for another stream, or maybe I'll just do that after the stream. I don't want to do hour-long streams because no one watches them. So I'm actually going to probably stop here. We got some stuff done. We got the links filled properly. We got the unique visitors have links now. That's nice. Let's see here. Pros. Yep. I mean, it's a little redundant because you're on the pros page, so you don't need a link here in this case. But you know what? It's close enough. I might refactor this and not use it inside of some of these pages. But for now, this is pretty good. Let me click here. Unique visitors. Interesting. Unique visitors. Oh, right. That's labeled incorrectly because there is no post ID on this data. I don't think, which is why it's messing up. All right, so I have some more work to do here. By abstracting everything into its own component, some of these components don't make perfect sense in the context of like the blog post page or like an individual unique visitor page. It'd be nicer to just have like a number here, like a really big number, instead of really just showing by day would be more useful. And in fact, I think I had that previously and I just broke it. So I might have to undo some of the stuff I just did because it doesn't cleanly abstract. But I will work on that after stream and get all this pushed up. So, I mean, overall pretty good progress. I need to do some cleanup, but it's in a good spot for me to wrap. So anyway, that was fun. No one No one viewing the stream, but that's okay. Consistency is key with these. I'm just going to keep doing it. I don't care if anyone shows up because I'm having fun doing this. So, all right, that's it. Thanks. See you.